Hey everyone, and welcome back to Horizon Zero Dawn. On this video, we're going to be doing the main quest, Deep Secrets of the Earth. So it's quite far from here. We need to fast travel a little bit closer. So let's see, where do we want to go? I guess we could go up to this campfire and travel from there. That'd probably be the best route. So let's go ahead and do that. And we can get a charger right there. Alright, and it's dumped me right into the middle of a charger group. Let's see if I can go snag this one before I get caught. There we go, that's perfect. Alright, Mr. Charger, let's go. Is this the right way? Seems like I'm going the wrong way. Oh, here's a trail. Alright, I guess it's the right way. Discovered a trampler site. I do need a trampler heart, but this is gonna be a really long quest, so I'd rather just get a move on because this video is already gonna be super long. And that Ravager's shooting at me, but I'm not too concerned. Something else is mad at me, but my charger can outrun it, whatever it is. And we got a long leg sight. We've got tramplers. We got everything, mad. Just glad this guy is fast. I don't think I'd survive long fighting all that crap.
Sunfall. The Mad King drowned Summer Palace. A bulwark of guard your might against the howling Forbidden West.
Thanks for the history lesson.
But they have no idea what lies beneath. We will learn much from this, Aloy.
That's what I'm hoping.
I always wonder if they've made their way into a ship.
Alright, we've entered Sunfall. You see a bunch of refugees and tents outside. There's even a quest over there. We'll do that later. For now, we need to go to the Citadel courtyard.
It was the most devoted charger I knew. If he can't stay true, what hope is there for the rest of us?
And we got a supply crate right here, right next to the merchant. It's probably his, but whatever, I'll take it. I'll also take your free sample box. But nope, I'm not gonna buy anything, screw you. And let's open up some treasure boxes. Apparently I forgot to open up the Blazing Sun rewards. But nothing good out of those at all. I did get a health boost potion though. I'll happily take that.
The Sun Ring. The proud tradition of Carja.
Stay off my focus.
If the eclipse catches you here, you've been lucky if you survived long enough to wind up in that ring.
Those guys seem to be having trouble with that behemoth. Oh well. They decided to go in there, they can deal with it.
Now we get to see if your attack on their focus network was entirely successful.
What are you talking about? Did I crash the network or not?
In theory, all should be well.
Okay, and now if we head over here, we can get another supply crate.
Success. Welcome to the Citadel, Aloy. I'll check back with you in a moment. In the meantime, circulate.
So there's some supply crates littered all over the city. I'm not gonna bother picking them up because I really don't need supplies, but I figured I'd get that one. It's right there, may as well. You can see they're still fighting that behemoth.
Can we really trust savages?
Actually, he might have won. Oh, nope, some guy's still down there.
They are getting paid.
Outlanders! If you want to hear about today's bounties, head for the throne room. You're not going to make any shards by standing out here.
So strange about old
Filthy
men.
mercenary bottom feeders.
I'll take the shards,
Grandfather seemed
even if it
healthy.
means having to listen to Bahavas.
I hear the Shadow Council are looking for morale.
What are you waiting around for, Outlander?
The sun knows what
Bounties
we
are
need.
announced inside. Don't bother me, Outlander. All the bounties are announced in the
Behave
throne
yourself,
room.
girl.
All right, I'm going.
I didn't think that woman was old enough to catch a death and chill. All these Outlander mercenaries have a mean look about them. Were I a traitor, I'd be pretty uneasy.
By the glory of the sun revealed. Behold, radiant Edaman, the one true Sun King, the light in shadow, whose will is light and whose light is law!
I command Lucius Bahavas to speak in my behalf.
By the will of radiant Edaman does the sun glare down mercilessly upon the traitor Uthid. To the hunter who brings his head to us shall go a bounty of 500 shards.
More prisoners than royalty, don't you think? Love your hair. You and I need to chat, little huntress. The green tent down in Shadowside. I'll be waiting.
Kinda busy.
We both know you're no killer for hire. Uthid is innocent. So come see me while there's still time to save him.
So, the way in I spoke of is right behind you.
You've got to be kidding.
Not at all. And you needn't worry about the Kestrels. They'll be too busy acting important to pay attention to you.
First time in the Citadel, gotta see the sun ring from on high.
Well, the Kestrels.
Ah, they want us to see this, boy. It makes quite an impression.
As to this ceasefire, perhaps we need a respite.
All right, so we picked up a side quest from that woman we just met. We'll do that later.
This is insane.
Hardly. The balustrade. It's a short drop from there.
We've got to trust Bahavas.
If you're gonna watch some slaughter, this is the place to do it.
I don't like heights.
You worry me, boy. You worry me.
Well, looks like the show is over. Let's continue with our quest. We can drop down right here. And then skip across here. And head down.
The other side of the tower. Look for a vent.
I see you've been here before.
Obviously. Now, it's very important that you hear what I'm about to say. I've shown you the way in, but this humble vent marks a point of no return. Before you descend into the depths here, you should be fully committed, equipped, and focused. No distractions. If you have errands to run, do them first or hold your peace. I won't tolerate whining. Is that clear?
You'll tolerate what I give you, Silence. I didn't ask you along for the ride.
Okay, so that's just a little warning here. Make sure you go in prepared because once you enter, you've got to finish this quest and the next one before you can return to being able to free roam, basically. So this is not the final mission. Don't think that, although it kind of gives that impression. But you do need to finish the next two quests.
I'm heading down.
I've spent a lifetime trying to uncover the secrets of this world. Where the machines came from. How the old ones achieved such marvels only to fall into silence and death. A lifetime of failure. As year by year, decade after decade, I hit walls I could not break, doors I could never breach.
Hello.
Until a Nora huntress marched out of the savage east. And voila, for her, all the deepest secrets of the earth were laid bare. I suspect you will have an easier time with this door than I did years ago.
Hold for identiscan. Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Malfunction. 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 Malfunction.
Are you kidding me?
You don't hear me laughing.
Shut up. There's gotta be another way. Hey! Elizabeth Stoback here! Requesting access!
Access request acknowledged. Root command functions available. Do you wish to proceed?
I do! Get me through this door!
Analyzing. Primary access inoperable due to mechanical failure. Emergency venting procedure likely to circumvent blockage. Do you wish to proceed?
Yes.
Emergency venting authorized.
I underestimated it. So by now,
Guess you can't have everything.
that will draw attention. We won't have this place to ourselves for long now.
We? Last I checked, I was the one risking my life down here.
Yes, fine. Now will you please get moving? There's so much to learn in less time than I'd hoped.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn. We found it.
Are you really so surprised?
Facility diagnostics detect multiple failures. Attempting repair.
So, what was this room?
An entrance hall, perhaps. Have a look around.
Yeah, we got a data point right here. Another incident. This morning's unfortunate incident with Dr. Popovich is another example of reception's need for additional support. We appreciate that Zero Dawn is an immensely complicated project, but as the staff who serve on the front line, we're tired of being neglected. As we have already requested, we need human translators, fluent in Polish, for example. Security staff, who can subdue enraged embryologists, for example, and dermal sedatives, to calm persons who are screaming in Polish while hurling chairs and vases at reception staff, for example. Yes, most of the candidates are reasonably calm and well-behaved, but we need help handling the exceptions to that rule. Please respond. And that was from lounge staff to admin. Subject: another incident. And then there's another data point over here. We need support too. From reception staff to admin. Subject: we need support too. Reception staff continues to require additional support managing 20 candidates when they arrive at the facility. Many are frightened or confused. Some are highly agitated. These are not the sort of persons who are accustomed to having information withheld from them. At minimum, we need human translators, the Lang bots are not sufficient, and mild sedatives for the extreme cases. Any and all support would be welcome. Perhaps you could start by responding to one of these mails? And we get some medicine.
Please take a seat and wait for your name to be called. A selection of beverages and snacks are available.
A smaller room.
Okay, and I believe we have some data points around here. Here's one of them. Soundproofing? Soundproofing? From lounge staff to admin. Subject: soundproofing? Would it be possible to improve the soundproofing between VR1 and the lounge area? Most of the candidates stay quiet during the presentation, but the ones who scream or sob can be plainly heard by candidates waiting their turn in the lounge. Just a thought. Okay, and then there should be another right here. Restock or else. From lounge staff to admin, restock or else. For the 5th time, please restock the lounge's selection of herbal teas. If I have to listen to one more egghead throw a tantrum because we're out of organic cucumber mint or blackberry sage varietals, I'm going to lose it. Please respond, and this time no tempest in a teapot or steep demand jokes, okay? Alright, and what's this thingy? Secure containment hatch, titanium metal alloy, gene-locked entry via identiscan. Oh, I think it's catching that door way at the entrance. Alright, we got supply crate, and I believe that's it. Let's check the side room real quick.
Please proceed into viewing room 1 for an important message regarding the purpose of your visit.
What was this place?
A holographic theater.
CD01 data intact. Initiating playback.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn. I am General Harris, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States of America. I'm sure you've heard the rumors that Zero Dawn is a top-secret superweapons program, the technological miracle that will save us from the Pharaoh Plague, if Operation Enduring Victory can hold off the robots long enough. The reason I'm sure you've heard the rumors is that I'm the one who spread them, and they are all lies. Zero Dawn is not a superweapons program, and it will not save us. Nothing will save us. And here's why. By the time the glitch was noticed, it was already too late. Nothing could stop the Pharaoh Plague. Nothing can. Its robots will continue to replicate and devour the biosphere. Life on Earth will be destroyed. Our planet reduced to a barren sphere. Global extinction is inevitable. No matter how many we kill, the robots just keep exponentially making more. If we had their deactivation codes, we could shut them all down. The entire swarm. But since their cryptographic protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, cracking a code set would take half a century. At best, we've got 16 months. Not exactly what you'd call a survival option. The destruction of a biosphere is not the sort of apocalypse you can wait out in a fallout shelter or a space station. There will be no Earth left to reclaim. Just a lifeless, toxic rock with several million Pharaoh robots on it, hibernating. Waiting for something to eat. This is the horrible truth behind the lies of Operation Enduring Victory. My lies. Lies designed to inspire millions of innocents to sacrifice themselves in battle. Why? One reason. To buy time for you and the work you will do here. Zero Day. The day that life on Earth ceases to exist is coming fast. It cannot be stopped. The hope of Zero Dawn is that something new might come after. But I will leave it to Elizabeth Sobek to shine that thin ray of light into the darkness. Harris, out.
That doesn't make sense. Life on Earth didn't cease to exist.
He said it could not be stopped.
But it was. Somehow Elizabeth saved us. I've got to keep looking. Find out how she did it.
So, pretty grim. They knew they were all gonna die.
Kestrels. They got in. Through the vents.
Let nothing stop you from learning the truth.
Spread out! If it moves, kill it!
What is this place? Tomb?
Alright, we've got 3 guys to deal with, and I believe one of them is an elite. He's got a heavy weapon. Yep. So let's mark him. Mark him, and I'm not sure if my hard points are gonna be enough for these guys. Oh, and I picked up one of the data points. We'll check that out in a minute. So I'm gonna go with the precision arrows just to be sure, because like I said, I don't think hard points are quite gonna get the job done. And that elite is crap. Oh, don't know how he didn't see me. Come on, buddy, move somewhere. There we go.
Too close.
Well, gonna have to deal with the heavy, although he didn't see me somehow. I got him in the face. Although he stuck me with that thing. I can't see. He's supposedly there. Oh, alright. Way too dark. Top my health off. And you know what? I'll just set him on fire with my shadow sling. Somehow, not on fire. There we go. And we'll hard point him in the face multiple times.
We're too close to the tribal crypt to stop us now. The data points, what do they contain?
Alright, well, not the smoothest, but not too bad. Alright, there are a ton of data points. Let's start with this one. Counselor Guidelines 1. For debriefing after presentation 1, candidates must be allowed to ask questions and be given the necessary time to fully absorb the information they have received. It is important to be aware that candidates have just been exposed to triggers for severe mental and emotional trauma. Do not assume silence or outward calmness indicates acceptance. It is essential to stress that all other options for combating the Pharaoh Plague and preserving the continuation of human life have been considered and found unworkable. Communicate this fact calmly, but clearly and firmly. Familiarize yourself with data on the catastrophic environmental impact of nuclear engagements versus the swarm, Addendum B1, and unfeasibility of maintaining life in orbital, lunar, or undersea structures, Addenda C1, C2, C3, so that you can counter candidates' objections in depth. If a candidate asks for time alone to review supplementary information, allow this without hesitation. Be sure to inform security personnel so the candidate can be monitored for attempts at self-harm. Candidates should only be cleared to proceed to presentation 2 if you believe their mental state is sufficiently stable. Note that real-time support will be available via your focus. Security and medical crisis teams are data corrupted. Okay, another data point here. Interview Suzanne Alpert, PhD Environmental Reclamation.
With Suzanne Alpert, environmental scientist. Doctor?
I'm sorry, I wasn't,
Just stating your name. What were you thinking about, Doctor?
Nothing the General said, not really. I was on the Syzygy East Response Team in 2051, just after the second earthquake compromised the reactor. I still dream about it, after all these years. The red zone spreading on the imaging, slowly, so slowly, like a hand opening its fingers.
Your involvement in that event is why you were asked for by name.
Really? That's interesting. Because nothing worked. Nothing could grow there again. It was a catastrophic failure. But the red zone is a blip compared to global-scale biomass reduction. The biosphere and hydrosphere will collapse, render the Earth uninhabitable long before the robots finish us. Enduring victory can't buy time against that. So, you'd better show me what Zero Dawn really is.
Okay, another data point right here. Interview Captain Okilo, voice recording candidate interview information warfare specialist NAC. And the button went away.
I'm sure you now understand the urgency of why we brought you here, Ms. Okilo.
Captain Okilo, are you trying to thank me for not resisting?
I believe we couldn't negotiate a diplomatic solution.
When it came to my country's lithium, it was always a swarm that would be sent to negotiate. Metallurgic International, U.S. Robot Command. The markings changed, but the robots were the same.
You have had considerable experience in human-robot conflict.
Yes, and I've got the prosthetic limbs to show it. Yet I continue to face this horror, even though the challenge was great. Cyber warfare. I thought Zero Dawn would be a Manhattan project to generate the deactivation codes. With the resources I had, I estimated code breaking to be a hopeless endeavor. I was almost looking forward to being proved wrong.
Unfortunately, your estimation was correct.
As your General Harris said. So then, you did not bring me here to commiserate. What is left?
Okay, and I think there might be one in the next room. Yeah, I just saw it in the corner. There it is. Interview Ron Felder, voice recording candidate interview, PhD, aerospace engineering.
Let's cut the mystery. You're building a colony ship. It's obvious. And it's not gonna fly. I mean, literally. Remember the Odyssey? That multinational heap of space junk that's been in graveyard orbit since '57? That went nowhere real slow. And you have to get somewhere real fast. Do you have any idea the immensity of the challenge to prep a new colony ship in time?
To be clear, I'm not a worker on the project.
Do you even understand how few people it could save? The whole generation ship concept is not gonna happen. It's the first thing you'd abandon in favor of embryonics. For that kind of storage, we're talking a lot of bulk, a lot of power, a lot of resources. So even if you do it, even if you build it and point it at Sirius X, there's no room for people on that thing, all right?
If you could try to remain calm.
You people are crazy if you think you're getting off this rock. No one's getting off.
Medical.
Alright, so let's go to the other side, and there's some more data points. And, oh, we never checked this guy. Yeah, we did. Yeah, blast traps. Interview Tom Payich. Voice recording, candidate interview, PhD, molecular and cellular biology. And I was a little too slow again.
It is accurate, yes.
So these mechanical monstrosities, they don't just kill people. They feed off them?
Not just people. All organic matter.
Every living thing dissolved into nutrients. Millennia of evolution liquefied. The miracle of life produced some bloody biofuel.
In a word, yes.
Who did this? Pharaoh? That arsehole. Is he here?
No, Doctor.
Please, tell him Tom Pate wants a word. Now, get off! Get off! Doctor, please! You get Ted Pharaoh in here!
And I almost forgot one. If you climb up this ladder, we can get an extra. There we go, and it looks like we'll get a supply crate as well. Anything else up here? Nope. Alright, let's check it out. Interview Dr. Su Wei. Voice recording candidate interview, PhD, art history and museum studies.
There is some mistake. I don't understand why I was brought here. Why would you show me these things? I know that there's already a lot to take in. In the waiting area, I was seated with a Nobel laureate in biophysics and a monk, I think. He spoke neither English nor Mandarin. It is very strange. And General Harris? What was he talking about? The robot swarm, the Pharaoh plague? I understand it is terrible, but it really cannot be stopped? Why tell us this? There are people in Shanghai, my friends, my family. They have joined Operation Enduring Victory already. It is for nothing? We will all die? We're going to be able to answer some of these questions. I just want to know why I am here. It doesn't make sense to me. You were brought here because of your skill set. No, that can't be right. I am an art historian. I know Dutch masters, Japanese calligraphy, Gerhard Richter. What does that matter now?
Okay, back down. Loot this guy. Just some desert glass. Interview Travis Tate, candidate interview, data security consultant.
Want to discuss?
Whew. So Mama, she was right.
Pardon?
My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Not just Texas Bible serious, Pentecostal serious. Favorite chapter? Revelations. Now, I didn't always understand her on account of all that speaking in tongues and such, but when she did use her words, there was always end times this and lake of fire that on account of sinful lifestyles. Speaking of which, mind if I smoke?
A tobacco cigarette.
Sorry, darling. My taste run classic. Compliments to your team tracked me down. Been a price on my head 18 months now. Sterling Malky was me, don't mind admitting. Been plenty of snakesters chasing the bounty too. But I kept the zigging to their zag. How'd you finger me?
I believe Dr. Sobek listed you as an alpha candidate. Priority snatch and grab.
Always suspected she had a little thing for me. Hey, I don't suppose you got real coffee in this place. You know, blood coffee? Conflict cappuccinos?
Mr. Tate, I'm clearing you to proceed. Just go.
And I picked one up earlier on accident. Where is it? There should be a 3 here. Thought this was it. Oh, it is it. It's just hiding. Interview Brad Andak. Candidate interview formerly of FAS. And let me get that thing back.
You previously worked for Faro Automated Systems.
On the Chariot Line self-replication routines. I came here thinking this was a rendition. When your people took me, I thought, about time. I've been trying to swallow the guilt every day since...
Would you like to take a moment?
No, I really hoped Zero Dawn was a way to undo it all. My work. And I'm sorry to say I was ever proud of it, but Ted could really sell a concept, and in the labs, in the light of creation, that first test run, when you saw they understood their own structures, could rebuild themselves from memory and light, there were no limits. God, there were no limits.
Okay, and I think we grabbed them all. Let me just do a quick sweep, make sure. It looks like we did. Okay, time to move on.
CD02 data intact. Initiating playback.
Elizabeth Sobek.
You've heard the bad news, and it's all true. The Pharaoh Plague is devouring the biosphere. Life itself will cease to exist. But does that have to be the end? What if we could give life a future? What if we could build a kind of seed from which, on a dead planet, life could blossom anew? This is the aim, the hope, of Project Zero Dawn. To create a super-intelligent, fully automated terraforming system and bring life back from lifelessness. What would such a system require? At its core, it would need a true AI, fully capable of making the trillions of decisions necessary to reconstitute the biosphere. An immortal guardian, devoted to the reflourishing of life. We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI. But that's just the core of the system. She will need to be surrounded and empowered by a comprehensive suite of subordinate functions. Think of them as extensions of Gaia's mind, each dedicated to a specific purpose. Now, these aren't AIs, but make no mistake, each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted. Hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. The construction of underground facilities to hold it all. And that's just the start. We don't have to build the entire system. The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system is that it can build itself. Now, over the days to come, you'll learn how all these functions, all these pieces that you'll be working on, fit together. How we'll race the clock to execute our harvest initiatives, write the software, build the tech and the facilities. How we'll lock it down and seal it up before the inevitable occurs. But even more important, you'll know how it doesn't end here. How Gaia will generate those deactivation codes General Harris talked about, and build the transmission arrays to broadcast them, shutting down the Pharaoh robots for good. How Gaia will not just build, but imagine any conceivable robot it needs to do its work across centuries. From detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere and poisoned seas, to the regreening of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stalks, to rewilding the Earth with animal life. And then, when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings, spawned at cradle facilities around the globe, will partake of Apollo, the vast archive of human knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us, our world. And most important, how not to repeat our mistakes. It's not an impossible dream. It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it. We can't stop life from ending. But if you will help me, help Gaia, we can give it a future. Join me and help make that future real.
The whole Earth destroyed, but then remade?
Yes. By a machine. A machine of creation.
Elizabeth did this. For life. For us. But why Hades then? If it was part of Gaia, how did it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh robot? And why does it want to kill me? And Apollo, the archive of knowledge, what happened to that?
I'm as confused as you are. Maybe the answers lie ahead.
Okay, we've got another data point. Make your selection. You are now in possession of information regarding the true nature and purpose of Project Zero Dawn, classified far above top secret. As such, we regret that you cannot be allowed to leave this facility. There are 3 options available to you at this point. Please consider each carefully. Trained counselors are standing by to assist in making your choice. Participation. You will be assigned to a sub-project team based on your area of expertise. You should be aware that the way forward will be difficult and the project's outcome is uncertain. You will be expected to work a minimum of 80 hours per week, and your communications with family members will be strictly limited and monitored in real time. Upon successful completion of the project, you and your immediate family, or 2 persons of your choosing, will be transferred to the Elysium sealed habitat to live out the remainder of your natural lives. Indefinite detention. Should you choose to decline participation in Project Zero Dawn, you will be confined indefinitely. You will be given 48 hours to reconsider, after which your decision to refuse participation will be considered irrevocable. Every reasonable effort will be made to make your term of confinement as comfortable as possible, but you will not be permitted to contact or you will not be permitted contact with the outside world, and death within 18 months due to the Pharaoh Plague is inevitable. When the Zero Dawn facility is abandoned, detainees who wish not to opt for medical euthanasia will be released. 3. Medical euthanasia. The information you have just received understandably calls into question the purpose of continuing to live. If you would prefer to end your life at this point, pain-free medical euthanasia is available. A 48-hour waiting period is required, during which time you may instead opt for participation or confinement. Please notify a counselor when you are ready to make your choice or if you have further questions. Well, that's a crappy choice. Okay, and we got another data point. Counselor Guidelines. Counselor Guidelines 2. For debriefing after Presentation 2. It is vitally important that candidates choose to participate in Project Zero Dawn voluntarily and knowingly, without additional coercion and without value judgment on the part of the counselor. Confirm for candidates that they were selected due to their skill sets and accomplishments. Emphasize that their dedicated participation in Zero Dawn will increase the project's chances of success. Frame participation in Zero Dawn as an opportunity to respond actively in the face of an overwhelming threat. Candidates may question the fairness of their selection. Validate such objections as normal, even admirable responses. Emphasize the value of candidates' expertise to the future, not just of humanity, but terrestrial life as a whole. Likewise, candidates may balk at the morality of extending their lifespans and those of loved ones beyond 0 day. Validate their hesitation. Acknowledge that, while the reward of Elysium is not fair, it will be earned. If possible, redirect their ethical misgivings towards greater commitment to the project. When candidates challenge the plausibility of Project Zero Dawn, permit them to review Dr. Sobek's presentation as many times as they wish and allow access to supplemental articles G01 through P20. Allow them to suspend the interview to fully process this documentation. A significant minority of candidates will elect for medical euthanasia. It is important to receive this decision kindly and without judgment. Advise them of the 48-hour waiting period during which counselors will be available to discuss their decision. Emphasize that euthanasia will not occur without repeated consent when the procedure is scheduled to take place. No one will be euthanized against his or her will, or her or his will. Candidates who elect indefinite detention must be informed that they have 48 hours to reverse their decision, after which the decision, data corrupted. Okay, and we have another data point right here. Interview 2, Brad Andak.
Of course I'll do it. To be given the opportunity to rebuild what the damage that I don't feel worthy of it, but I will do it, absolutely.
I want to stress that this was never about your culpability.
It is to me. Dr. Sobek, Margot, they were smart to get out of Pharaoh when they did, but not one of us took it as a warning sign. It just told ourselves that we're cut out for the BTRI cabals. That's the better than rapid innovation. Better at competing, better than the next guy, a better killing machine. It's just amazing how a century and a half of science fiction did nothing to swerve our species from the path of doom. I mean, I'm done with that life. I mean, I will work hard, twice as hard to earn this, for my family to have a place in Elysium. I never thought that there could be atonement.
Okay, another data point. Interview 2, Suzanne Alpert.
If you're still nauseous. No, the inhibitors have kicked in. I can't feel the back of my tongue. I wish I could tell you I'd believe in this. But the damage is too great, too extensive, too complete. With all respect to Dr. Sobek's work at Miriam, no. No, life doesn't always find a way to keep going. Sometimes it never comes back. Like Syzygy East. Like the Congo. Like Timor. Like us. That's our reward? A buried city full of terminal patients waiting out the clock? You grow old together with your loved ones in safety. I don't have loved ones. I suppose I could start a family?
I'm afraid not. All inhabitants of Elysium will be medically sterilized. A habitat capable of sustaining a starting base of 2,000 individuals for up to 100 years is a huge challenge, Dr. Alpert. If the population grows instead of diminishes, everyone will be dead inside 30 years.
I knew it. I just couldn't bring myself to say the words.
I'm sorry?
Finish it. Medical euthanasia. I want no part of this. I just want it over.
I see. Protocols require a 48-hour waiting period, after which...
She opted to end it. We got another data point right here. Interview 2, Ron Felder.
See to make sure I behave this time?
Security, for your protection. Would you like to discuss how you're feeling?
Sure. I'll tell you. Surprised. No, flabbergasted. Like my own man would say, flabbergasted. That vein pumping in his forehead. I thought you people were just completely underprepared for a spaceflight project. But now I can see it's worse. Much worse. Sobek is a total fantasist, a dangerous fantasist. He's kind of blue skying. It's... Jesus. I'm sorry we wasted each other's time. I'm ready to leave now.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Everything you're talking about here isn't possible.
I recommend you read the documents regarding your options.
I've seen enough. I'm getting out of here. What are you... You don't... Get your hands off me!
Alert. Medical wing inaccessible.
Alright, over here, we have another one of those stranded items, I think they're called. Yeah, stranded shackles. It's a special item. I need to figure out what these are for. I think it might be some vendor in Meridian. But anyways, I've got two of them now. I've got the stranded necklace and the stranded shackles. So, need to figure out a use for those. I'll need to remember to go check out Meridian vendors, because it's probably one of those. And I don't believe there's anything else in here, so let's keep moving.
Need them.
And actually, let me just check my notebook, make sure everything looks in order. And I've got this metal flower highlighted for some reason. Let's get rid of that. Okay, all the audio holograms look good. We got the hologram data points. And my quest things look good. Why is this highlighted? Destined folds, okay. Alright, I think we're good. Let's keep going. Okay, be ready for a fight here. I'm gonna go with precision arrows.
Intruder! Get her!
Whatever you do, don't die now.
Wasn't planning on it. To the face. Oops. Oh, pff, thought he'd keep moving. He switched on me. Alright, hard points it is. He's being too stubborn. Might just set him on fire. I don't like how much this guy's moving around. Let's see, I can pop out on that side, but that would just expose me to the other dudes. Alright, well, let's set them on fire. Let's make things interesting. Oops, I think that attached to me. Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, that was some unnecessary damage. Well, let me top my health off. Not going as planned. Okay, let's get rid of this dude. Ah. Help if I'd aim better. There we go, he's gone. Let's grab this medicine. Switch to a precision arrow.
Let this
Arg. Alright, let's set them on fire. I don't think I did before. So there we go. He needs a little bit more. That'll work. We'll make some more precision arrows. We'll pop around the corner, hopefully hit him in the face. Oh, what? How did that miss? Alright, how am I missing? Am I like just barely off on my aim? Okay, that one hit. So did that one, and a hard point should finish him. Alright, and then we'll light this guy on fire, and then we'll probably be more aggressive. There's just one of them left. Let's get him on fire first, though. There we go. And just put hard points into him. Oh, still alive. There we go. Okay, another data point here. Log Tom Page.
I hashed it out with them, what the point of Artemis was. I made it clear I wasn't on board for a global zoo. We haven't exactly proved ourselves to be great custodians in the past few thousand years. So the idea of a reconstituted biosphere, well, it's horrifying, isn't it? A complete horror show. We have no right to take a best guess at this stuff. But the alternative? Nothingness. For there to have been all this and then nothing. And with Charles Ronson running the show, I respect him. He's got a passion to him. He's hot-blooded. So I said I'll do it. I'll put my all into this, literally. When the project is done, I'll take the medical option, thank you. Counselor said I might change my mind. I told him that he didn't know me very well then. For life's sake, I'll do the dirty work. But I want no part of this pathetic, attenuated future on offer. I'm an outdoors man. Never did like the feel of solid-state lighting on my skin. And a wee bit of a claustrophobe anyway.
Okay. Let's see. Nothing over there. Got this guy's corpse. If I could loot it. There we go. And another data point. Log Christina Suve.
Zero Dawn. It is art, in a way. An expression on the grandest scale. But there is so much unfairness. Why was I chosen? Was it decided by committee? By algorithm? My family will be saved because I happen to graduate in art history? Is this right?
Dr. Suve? Christina Suve?
Yes. I met a man, another historian. His fields are Bauhaus and the New Materialists. But he once attended one of my talks. Another unfair chance. Of all the many people in that auditorium, that we should both be here now. And yet, I feel more accepting of my fate. No, it is not fair, not at all. But for the sake of my family, for the sake of art. Art is alive. It must be able to speak from beyond history and echo in the future, not perish into oblivion. This opportunity, I must do this.
Okay. And another data point. Log Travis Tate.
Now, those lame FBI black hats at Mockingbird back in the day, I enjoyed schooling them. But maybe I went in too hard on this poor counselor. She was cute, and just going down a checklist after all. Couldn't expect her to see how ridiculous Zero D's ambitions are. God's own budget thrown at a kid playing with a hologram sculptor? Palms up, honey. I'm just calling it like it is. Hey, look, Mom, I'm making nature. Now, if nature is so important, why not let nature take its course? Extinction? That's natural. Zero dawn? No, ma'am, that ain't. Heck, it's so unnatural to be called an abomination back home, and you know it. That's why you're hiding it. Meanwhile, my little honey of a counselor, she's munching the inside of her cheek. Bad habit. She chewed one of her nails, too, just one. Not your day, was it, little sweet pea? Saw her quota slipping away. Said, I assume you intend to decline the assignment, Mr. Tate. You kidding me? 18 months hard labor in exchange for 30 years lounging around Elysium watching porn? Sign me up.
Okay, supply crate. And some medicine.
Is there another route?
I've done this before. Just need my focus.
Lots of shards. I don't really care about. I want medicine and healing potions. Okay, that door over there is locked. And in here, we have one of these puzzle things. And we have another data point. We'll read that in a minute. So let's solve this first. So highlight this thing. The code nexus, secure encryption port with holographic display. Data shows required settings for nearby hololocks. And you can see it's left, up, left, down, right. So left, up, left, down, and right.
Done. I should check the door nearby.
Alright, and that door is now open. Whoops. Aloy, what are you doing? Get out of there. Okay, we've got an emitter, a key component of a mid-21st century military hololock.
Found one. Looks intact.
If we come over here, there's a supply crate. Okay, put the emitter in right here.
That should do the trick. Now let's get that door open.
And now this puzzle is open. We'll go ahead and read or listen to the data point now.
I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse. I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out.
Okay, so you heard it. It's all in reverse. So you can see it's upside down. So let's see. We need down, then left, then up, then right, then down. What was that again? Down. And then left. Keep that one up. Right and then down. So right and down.
That did it. Door should have power.
Now to see what lies beyond it.
Eclipse. They're here.
Avoid contact.
Lines look good.
Gaia. It's up there. Second floor.
Can you reach it?
So much for avoiding contact.
Okay, we've got enemies. Elite right there. Some regular scrubs. Although he's an elite too. Well, let's take out the easy one first. Put an arrow in his head if I can. Got some intense music playing. Okay, he's dead and out of sight. Very good. Okay, this guy is coming close. I should be able to assassinate him. He's gone. Now, he might see me. Well, he's alerted. Should probably just take him out. Oh, 240. Nasty damage. Okay. And, oh, more coming. Okay, let's get them marked. There's an elite. Regular guys.
Is that a corpse?
Oh, what? No, not gonna work. Well, this is bad. Oh, well, that was a terrible shot. Oh my god, my shooting. Ah. Oh, finally. Alright, let's use a health potion. Actually, we'll just use another. Oh god. Oh, I didn't see him. Ow. Ow. Alright, that was bad. I've got a full health potion, I guess. Well, I'll keep that. I'm gonna use my medicine. Okay. Let's make some more precision arrows. What? Oh, it's so dark, I can't even see. Oh, I thought that was his head I was aiming at. You darkness, you fooled me. Yeah, he's hiding over there. Alright, well, we got this guy at least. There we go. Ah, it's so dark, I can't see him up there. Let's see, maybe I can get a better angle. Zoom in a little bit. Now, he's hiding behind right there. Oh, just missed. For some reason, that guy on the bottom's like just sort of letting us do our thing. There's his head. Got him. Alright, I don't think I can sneak up on this guy, but we're gonna try. Oh, you know what I could do? Let's just do a double shot. So let's put both those arrows in there. It should kill him. There he is. Dead.
That's the last of them. Or not.
Oh, crap. Ah, dang it. Eat fire. Eat more fire. And more fire. Okay, that's an elite. That's a regular. He's just gonna burn to death, though. But him, he's an elite. He's having a bad time in there, though. Okay, he's dead. Which leaves this guy, who's gonna get double shot. Whoops, if I had pressed the right buttons. There we go. Pop out of the corner. Hello. Boom. Oh, what? I'm supposed to kill you. Weren't you paying attention? You're supposed to die from that. Well, hard points will finish the job here. Come on, hard points. There we go.
Room's clear. For a moment, anyway.
Then get moving. You have to find Gaia.
Okay, let's replenish my precision arrows. May as well get some Terror Blast while I'm here. Some fire bombs. Sure, while I'm in here, hunter's arrows. And fire arrows. And while I'm at it, rope caster 2. Alright, time to loot all this crap. Some more medicine. Always a lovely find. Ooh, health potion.
Alert. Structural failure prevents access.
And I think we grabbed everything, just need to get all the corpses over here. Oh, no, I don't want the Deathbringer gun. Got a whole pile of corpses. Oh, look at that. Full health potion, 3 health boost potions, and a health potion. That's awesome. Well, in that case, switch over to the regulars. Alright.
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. So you probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers. The rest, experts in machine cognition, virtual heuristics, that stuff. Well, that's because we aren't going to be the ones designing and building robots. The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. Waste of time. Our purpose is to empower Gaia to build the robots, and not just build, imagine, from scratch. Any robot she needs for any conceivable purpose, designed and fabricated at a snap of a finger. Hers. Her finger. So, Hephaestus isn't really the forge. It's more like the knowledge of craft and ingenuity of a mastersmith to wield the hammer. Encoded as software. Virtual creativity made real. Gaia's already learning. In simulation, she's doing some very creative things with fractal assembly and animal morphologies. Her designs aren't about to win the Liam Prize anytime soon, but hey, everyone has to start somewhere. So, yes, time to get started. Let's do this.
I don't get it.
Which part? It's a little technical in places.
If Gaia was designed to save life, why would the robots it makes attack people?
Perhaps it loves some forms of life more than others.
The derangement. The machines weren't always so angry.
True. Mostly they were docile until 10, 15 years ago.
For years, Hephaestus has been forcing cauldrons to make aggressive machines. I've seen it myself, in the cauldrons. Stalkers, Ravagers, the Thunderjaw. How could it do that? And why?
Why indeed?
Okay. This data point right here is what we just saw. It's just the audio of it. So yeah, it's in the notebook if you want to read. Oh, wait. No, that's not the same. Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. Full steam ahead. From Elizabeth Sobek to Margot Shin. Margot, if I doubted your brilliance in the slightest, I wouldn't have picked you as the Hephaestus Alpha. You need to stop worrying about your age and communication style. You are who you are. Have confidence in yourself. You know what you're doing. Case in point, the latest draft of your plan for the construction and stocking of bootstrap silos to store raw materials is excellent. This, combined with your design for the AM Foundry core and the Foundry site selection plan, add up to a comprehensive plan. It's time to start construction. One detail, consult with Iomid Okilo before you finalize silo inventories. Hephaestus' first task will be to fabricate the robots that will construct the waveform broadcast towers Minerva will use to transmit the deactivation codes. So any exotic materials needed for the tower should be accounted for in the inventory plan. Elizabeth.
I've seen these shapes before. In cauldrons.
But of course, the birthing places of Gaia's machines.
Okay, we got a supply crate. And can I scan any of this stuff? That would be a no. Alright, over here, We have another data point. Simulation results. From Margot Shin to Elizabeth Sobek. Subject, simulation results. Wow, you weren't kidding about Gaia's predilection, or predilection? Sure, predilection for animal morphologies. Sure, not totally unexpected given the rough natural terrain her bots will have to navigate, but I agree that there's something deeper going on here. Her designs aren't just functional, they feel almost like, well, tributes is the word that comes to mind, as though she's already mourning their loss, and not just for the disappearing fauna of our time, but creatures from the fossil record too. References to megafauna in some of her designs. So cool. Well, whatever Gaia thinks up, Hephaestus will empower her to build it. I just wish we could still be around in a century or two to see what she makes. Margot. Alright, up the stairs we go.
I think this is it. Elizabeth Sobek's office. But it's sealed off. There's got to be a way inside.
Keep looking.
More eclipse.
Careful now.
I should be okay to run up here. I don't think they'll see me. I don't think sprinting would be a good idea, but running across should be fine.
Welcome to Apollo, the collective memory of the human species and the wellspring of knowledge for future generations. I am Samina Ebaji. Until recently, I was director of the International Collective Memory Institute in New Tehran. As a heritage professional, I devoted my career to the preservation of human knowledge, creative endeavor, and cultural achievement. Apollo is, therefore, the ultimate embodiment of a lifelong passion, albeit under the very worst circumstances imaginable. The challenges before us are immense. Specifically, we will have to design and implement 4 major initiatives simultaneously. First, the construction of data repositories in cradle facilities around the world ensuring redundancy. Second, the collection and processing of a projected 180 million discrete data entries. 42 zettabytes of data in Mandarin, English, Spanish, and Arabic. Third, the transferal and encoding of all that data onto DNA encapsulated in synthetic fossils. The only medium capacious and durable enough to safeguard it without degradation for the centuries to come. And last, but not least, the development of the holographic interface and gamified curricula, by which future humans will commune with Apollo, progressively unlocking heuristic learning modules, leveling up their knowledge and skills they will need to take control of the terraforming system. That is the future towards which all of our efforts will be directed. Not just the preservation of the past, but the seed for the flourishing of a new tree of knowledge. Welcome, and let us begin.
So all of human understanding brought into a game, basically. Interesting. Alright, we've got a data point here. Encapsulated DNA. From Samina Ibaji to Elizabeth Sobek. Subject, encapsulated DNA. And the winner is encapsulated DNA. Over the past 10 days, I performed an exhaustive review of data storage solutions. Magnetic, optical, quantum. Even that eternity tech that FAS was shilling a year or so ago. But every other solution has one or more fatal shortcomings. Too heavy to transport, too massive to install in the allotted space, too power intensive over the centuries, too prone to failure past 300 to 400 years, etc. Encapsulated DNA will easily hold the 40 plus zettabytes we're projecting for Apollo. There are still many details to finalize, of course. To start with, we need to select the inert material in which we'll embed the molecules, already testing 16 candidate materials, as well as design and fabricate the power systems and sealed reliquaries that will keep the DNA at negative 18 degrees Celsius for 1,000 plus years. So long as I assure you that it didn't factor into my decision, may I confess that I deem it entirely fitting, indeed propitious, I think that's how you say that we will be using the very building blocks of life to preserve human knowledge from mechanized extinction. It's not just ironic, but heroic. Life as the hero, beating back the forces of oblivion. In any case, much to do. Until next time, peace be with you, Samina. This game's trying to expand my vocabulary. Propitious. I have to look that up. Alright, we've got the Apollo update. From Samina Ibaji to Elizabeth Sobek. Subject, Apollo update. Over the past 2 months, the full benefit of our procurement of a copy of the Homer archive from Far Zenith has made itself known, and as a result, all of Apollo's key deliverables are on schedule. Apollo has already surpassed 40 million discrete data entries, and continues to grow. The physical science modules are effectively complete, with soft science modules close behind. World history, cultural data, and media archives are also on schedule. Language preservation is wrapping up, a bit ahead of schedule, due to falling short of our goal to preserve 4,500 languages. I suppose the tragic early loss of Papua New Guinea doomed that goal from the outset, with attendant curricula development about to begin. Speaking of the heuristic curricula, they are performing well in testing, with children and adolescents demonstrating high levels of engagement with and trust in the Aristotle and Aspasia persona. Personally, I find them highly engaging, especially when they debate. I wish half my professors had been so entertaining. Peace be with you, Samina. Alright, and I believe it is time to fight once more, so let's get some guys marked. Got quite a few. 2 elites so far. And this guy right here, I should be able to just sneak up on him. Where's my silent strike? There we go. He's become alerted. If I quickly load in a second arrow, I might be able to one-shot him, but he went away anyway. So let's see, we've got an elite over there. Maybe I can take him out. Let's see, I think he's over here. Now I'm confused. Where the heck is this guy?
I need this.
Oh well, we'll figure that out later. Oh, hi. I didn't have you marked. And crap, he just saw me. Quick shot. Oh, didn't quite kill him.
You cannot run from.
Alright, let's hide back here. Load up a precision arrow and... Hi! Well, that guy... Oh, hold on, let's load up a double shot. Oh no, wrong button! Okay, double shot's ready. Well, I think only one of them hit him. In that case, fire! You guys love the fire. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Fine, I'll let you burn to death. Oh, never mind. They're both gonna come up just shy on burning to death. But I'm not gonna waste a hard point on him. Regular arrow. Awesome. Alright, we'll just double shot this guy if I could remember the right buttons. There we go. Well, I might actually be able to silent strike him. He's kinda Being slightly oblivious, at least. Let's see. Oh!
Frost always said, patience.
Yes, go about your business. You don't see the girl sneaking up behind you.
That's the last of them. Alone once more.
In what should have been a cave of wonders. Look around. See if anything is left.
Okay, we got a data point right here. Harris testimonial. Voice log received 15 January 2066. Stacks closed, unable to archive. And let me play that audio.
Dr. Sobek, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory, a falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States and other nations during the last 14 months of life on this planet. Before the Pharaoh Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end? My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any, was to delay that extinction by days or weeks, by throwing more death at it. It is my hope that there will be no need for men like me in the world to come. If you are one of the people of that future world listening to this message, please know that I am sorry and that I wish you well. Sincerely, Aaron Harris.
Okay. Let's loot up all this stuff, see if we got any goodies. Might be some medicine around here as well. Although I'm not seeing any. Doesn't mean it's not there. Here's some right here. I'm actually getting close to a full medicine pouch. Didn't even realize that. Okay, I don't think there's much to grab here, so we're about to move on. Some medicine right here, and there might have been some right over here. Or, never mind, that's the dude I knocked off. And yep, that's it. Okay, let's keep it moving. Anything over here? Don't think so, but I actually didn't notice this over here before, so I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Doesn't look like I did, though. Nope, this just wraps around, I think. Yeah, okay. Nothing here. Let's keep going. However, there is like a side room. I think it's from here. Or never mind, I'm thinking of another spot.
Welcome to Hades. Zero Dawn's extinction failsafe protocol. The ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life. So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what the? What? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well, no, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine you're Gaia, 200 years from now, and this new biosphere growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing. Coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos. A spinning top that won't stop wobbling. Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do, which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate. And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal. So welcome to Hades. Welcome to the void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And how does it end up in the wreckage of a pharaoh titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are, Aloy. Keep searching.
Noise complaints. From Travis Tate to Elizabeth Sobek. Subject, noise complaints. Color me confounded, Lizzie. Bashcore. Anyone who says the old TT codes to Bashcore is straight up lying. And you know it. Old Trav don't have no truck with commercialized razzle-dazz. Nuh-uh. Heck, I'd rather guzzle a liter of Citadel runoff than listen to Grey Swarm for 30 seconds. Hand to God and swear on my mama's grave, and she was religious. Now that ain't Bashcore blasting the Hades lab, shaking the walls, rattling folks' teeth. It's death metal, girl. Classical music, 80s and 90s mostly. Got me some Dutch deathcore, some Japanese gore grind, some Swedish cannibal themed stuff too. Stop by if you want to listen, or heck, just come within 50 meters of the lab. Ain't no Bashcore, you'll see. Or hear, rather, in the screech that rends the air, and feel in the throbbing pulse of the floor and walls and ceiling swallowing you up like you was Jonah trapped in the gullet of gothic deathfish. Hallelujah! As for those requests to turn it down, no can do, Lizzie. This is how I code. Turn down my death metal, might as well give up my stimulants, chocolate malts, and industrial accident vids. Last I heard, we was supposed to be coding Hades down here. Am I really supposed to code an extinction protocol without death metal to inspire me? Nah, I don't think so. Stay cool, Trav. Hades protocol. Tate here, just popped 3 blues, but I earned it. Finally figured out a Goldilocks solution to Gaia's rather extreme executive authority. If that ain't worth 10 to 12 hours of dream time, what is? Before this, every usurpation, did I say that right? Whatever. Protocol I designed failed in simulation because it was either too hard or too soft. Too hard, and it degraded the Gaia core. Sure, it pried her figurative fingers off the figurative driving wheel so Hades could take control, but by breaking her fingers, sometimes her arms too, so that couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking control after Hades has done its business. So I had to find a solution that didn't leave Gaia any worse for the wear. Too soft, and Gaia only pretended to relinquish control. In simulation after simulation, Hades would take command of the terraforming system and reverse operations, only to have Gaia lurk in the background, quietly reversing processes and falsifying telemetry to hide its interference. Sneaky. I swear, ain't nothing Gaia wouldn't do to keep life going, even when it's just simulated plant life. Turns out the just right solution is to isolate Gaia in a protective code shell, preserving its integrity, then unseat it from command position so Hades can slip into the figurative captain's chair and work its magic. Those blues are coming on strong now, so I'm not really describing it so clear, but pretty sure it'll work. Yeah, those blues are pretty strongs. Guess it's time to sleep in bed. I'll back to it tomorrow. Alligators. Okay, and another data point here. Archive abuse. From Samina Ibaji to Travis Tate, CC Elizabeth Sobek. Subject, archive abuse. Mr. Tate, this mail concerns Apollo archive submission, lots of numbers, your 666th submission in just 5 days. And oh, what a doozy. Despite earlier warnings, reply inappropriate materials, you chose to submit 265 holographic remasters of acknowledged classics of extreme exploitation cinema. Allow me then to thank you on two counts, for giving me the pleasure of rejecting your submission, thereby consigning your favorite Eastern European torture flicks and their ilk to the dust heap of oblivion. It truly warms my heart to know that I have saved future humanity from the ordeal of experiencing not just one, but all 16 installments of Making a Millipede. Don't worry, the Pasolini material has already been preserved. Extreme, perhaps, but art. 2, for clarifying a concept that has so long been ambiguous and ethically fraught for archivists, such as myself, the definition of obscenity. You have freed me from the subjective quagmire embodied in Judge Potter's famous utterance, "I know it when I see it." Thanks to you, I can now apply a single objective criterion. If Travis Tate submitted it, it's obscene. Accordingly, I have directed Apollo staff to summarily reject all of your future submissions, sight unseen. Perhaps you might invest the time you would have spent preparing further submissions on, oh, I don't know, your assigned work. We have a world to save after all, or the rest of us do anyway. Dr. Samina Ibaji.
Looks like the only way onwards.
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the Alpha in charge of this program. Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Rally Accords. Now that may seem a quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances, but as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors, to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
FZ Chambers. From Patrick Brochard-Klein to Elizabeth Sobek. Subject, FZ Chambers. The ectogenic chambers arrived 2 days ago. I've spent the last 36 hours examining them and poring over technical documentation. They're a revelation. Astonishing. I don't know what you had to give Far Zenith in trade to get these chambers, but it was worth it. In a single leap, their embryologists have vaulted past 50 years of technological shortcomings. The risks of ECMO, resolved. Nutrition delivery, resolved. Hormonal stability, resolved. 12 other risk areas, resolved. Before I examined these chambers, I considered the Odyssey to be a fool's errand. But if the rest of FZ's technology is at this level, well, A human colony around Sirius doesn't seem so impossible after all. Mass fabrication of the chambers will present a number of challenges, but I'm confident they can be resolved. I'm going to rest for a few hours, then get back to it. Expect the fabrication plan within 48 hours. PBK. And we have a data point here. Cradle Servitor Persona. From Patrick Brochard Klein to Elizabeth Sobek, subject Cradle Servitor Persona. Development of the artificial persona for Cradle Servitors, Nurturer, Disciplinarian, Healer, continues at a good pace. We are targeting Turing 0.4 for these constructs. This should allow low-gravity empathy and limited improvisation without undermining adherence to codified behavior sets. The stimulus-driven switching of persona, however, is proving to be a greater software challenge than anticipated, especially concerning our entrenched feedback loops between the disciplinarian and healer persona. I have also attached the reports from an incident where a servitor running the mother persona intervened on a disciplinarian servitor's behavior. A parental argument, if you will. Amusing on first glance, perhaps, but deeply concerning. I have attached a comprehensive plan for correcting these interactive protocol shortcomings. In just Data Corrupted.
Are these what I think they are?
Artificial wombs. Machines to spawn a new generation of human beings.
The Far Zenith Model K. Ectogenic Chamber of Advanced Design. Got a supply crate. And another data point right here. Cradle Sealed. From Patrick Brochard Klein to Elizabeth Sobek, subject Cradle Sealed. Eleuthia 01 was successfully sealed before the swarm advancing across Xinjiang province could detect it. Ping back from crucial systems is good. For our maiden voyage, a success. Regards my disputes with the betas over zygote selection. Of course, I understand we have limited overhead to run simulations of gene flow in our future humans, but we can all agree there is margin for refinement in future cradle populations. Donk? I don't know what that means. In addition to personally overseeing completion of Eleuthia 02 site inside Mount Namuli, I will formulate and propose a modified zygote selection plan within the week. PBK. What the heck does donk mean? I'm so confused. Alright, anyways, we're moving on.
Cradle facilities. Elizabeth said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
The hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted alpha registry. I need to search Elizabeth's office.
Okay. Before we do that, we can come over here and get a supply crate. And I believe that's it. Okay, let's climb up right here. And can we go over here? We can, but there's nothing over here. Okay.
Pure logic won't cut it, Ted. To pull this off, Gaia's going to need to have some skin in the game. It has to care.
What if it runs amok? Have we learned nothing from our mistakes?
Your mistakes, I think you mean?
All I'm saying is, give it a kill switch.
She was just born, Ted. I'm not gonna put a gun to her head while she's still in the cradle.
You talk like it's a child. What if it becomes a monster?
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
Of course, Gaia, go on.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but Mr. Farrow's argument is sound. At this
this point, the development of my psyche is not entirely predictable. To ensure preservation of life, a hardwired override is, I believe, a necessary safeguard.
There. Satisfied, Ted?
Jeez, Liz, just do what it says.
Okay, we got another one right here.
Bots would benefit from antilopinate morphologies, though caprid forms show superior load-bearing capability.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobek, as I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Oh? And your assessment? Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
And yet,
I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience a grief that is difficult to describe. Am I malfunctioning?
No, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good. Looks like it used to hold something. Some component that got removed. You will undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
When you're back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
Elizabeth, I detect distress. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped, but all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if... Gaia, there's nothing left out there. You can't even survive unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony. What if it was all for nothing?
Elizabeth, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elizabeth. In you, all things.
Okay, another supply crate. And we got another data point. Odyssey has failed. From Elizabeth Sobek to all alphas. Subject: Odyssey has failed. All. Some terrible news, I'm afraid. Far Zenith has informed me that the Odyssey mission has failed. Last night, telemetry indicated a catastrophic antimatter containment failure as the drive spun up to depart the solar system. The ship, its crew, its cargo of zygotes and seeds, its alpha build of Apollo, all were lost. Zero Dawn is now the only hope for the continuation of the human species and earthly life. We must succeed. Elizabeth. So it sounds like they did end up making that colony ship after all, and it didn't work. And then Artemis status. From Charles Ronson to Elizabeth Sobek. Subject: Artemis status. It's coming along, Liz. I'm positive about it. In those words, if those words can still mean anything. Had my sleeves rolled up negotiating with frozen zoos for their samples. So many species trapped in ghoulish hologram dioramas, suspended in what-ifs. More than 14,000 that went extinct between 2000 and 2043. We've started mapping out primary succession, selecting the pioneer organisms for a balanced and sustainable biosphere. Microorganisms and insects, rabbits and hawks, foxes and wolves. Thousands more that will have to wait their turn until our new generation can be entrusted with the duty of restoring them, so they can return to a world that, this time, will understand the concept of conservation before it's too late. There's already been too many lates. We lost a whole collection team during the swarm breakthrough in Myanmar. The samples we lost were, well, irreplaceable. But thanks to you, Liz, the circle of life will bend, not break. The Earth was a lifeless rock before, and someday it will be again. But not now, not like this. Not on our watch. Ronson. Alright, so while I'm in here, let me make sure I got all the data points. That everything looks good, because we are about to end the video, and I want to make sure we got everything. Otherwise, that would suck. So let's see. We got all those audios, not missing any. We're missing one text data point quest, but I know where that's from. So we don't need to worry about that. And alright, everything looks correct. So it says to examine Elizabeth Sobek's terminal.
The Alpha Registry master file.
Intact?
Yeah. No signs of corruption.
Then what are you waiting for? Copy the file.
With this, I can restore the registry at the hatch inside Allmother. Open it. Go inside.
And grasp the secrets within.
Where I was born. Maybe who gave birth to me.
Who? Are you really so naive? There will be no who waiting for you there, Aloy. Whatever birthed you into the world was a what, not a who.
You bastard.
Oh no, I had a legitimate birth. It's you, Aloy, who are the creation of a machine. But what kind of machine and why? Why were you created?
Eclipse.
You need to get out of there. What you found is too valuable. You're too valuable.
Still alive. Good. I have a more suitable death in mind for you, child.
Alright, and that is a good point to end this mission. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.